What's up guys, Groovy Guitar Dude here with a beginner guitar tutorial for the intro for Slow Dancing in a Burning Room by John Mayer. If this video helps you out, hit that like and subscribe button, and the guitar that we're jamming on today is a Gibson ES335. This video is made in collaboration with Sweetwater for Guitar Month, so if you're interested in any of the gear that I'm using in this video or any of the gear that John Mayer is known to use when playing Slow Dancing in a Burning Room, you can check out the Sweetwater links down in the description below. The first thing that you want to know to play the intro for Slow Dancing in a Burning Room on guitar is that we're going to be in standard tuning and you do not need a capo to play this song. The next thing that you want to know for the Slow Dancing in a Burning Room intro is that this is going to be played all between the 4th fret and the 11th fret. And the last thing that you want to know before we dive into the Slow Dancing intro is that we're going to be finger picking this because that's the way that John plays it, and that's the way we're going to be able to get it to sound as accurate to the way that he plays it as possible. You can use a pick for this, but I would recommend trying it with finger picking if you can. So with that in mind, let's break down this intro. So we're going to start up here on the A string 9th fret. We're going to start here with our ring finger. What we're going to do is we're going to pick that and we're going to slide it up to 11th fret. There's that iconic first kind of note there. From there, we're going to go down to a 9th fret on the G string with our pointer finger. And then we're going to use our thumb. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. This is what John does though. Thumb to put a 9th fret on the low E string. And pick that, just like that. And then we're going to mute the strings and give them a little slap. That's your first little section there. This is what we have so far. Just about like that. So next from there, we're going to take almost this same shape, but we're going to change it a little bit. So we're going to keep our thumb here, 9th fret, low E, and then we're going to put 11th fret ring finger on the D string, and then keep that pointer finger on 9th fret of the G. What we're going to do is we're going to pick all three of those strings together, and then we're going to move these fingers down here, but we're going to try to keep that thumb right there on 9th fret of the low E. This is going to be a little bit of a tricky movement for the beginners there. We're going to pick all three of those together, and then we're going to go down here on the D and G strings to 9th fret on the D and 8th fret on the G, and we're going to pick those two strings together like that. That's kind of your next shape. Ideally, we want that 9th fret on the low E to ring out while we're making that change. So ideally, you keep that 9th fret on the low E with your thumb and make that change. It'll kind of sound like this. Kind of like that. That's what we're looking for. From there, we're going to do 11th fret on the A and D strings. I like to just bar those two strings together. It's pretty easy, especially on electric guitar. And we're going to pick those two together, 11th, A and D. And then we're going to go down here with our pointer finger to 9th, A and D. Same thing here. I like to bar these, but you can play them individually if you'd like to. Pick those together. There you go. That's kind of your next section. So one more little review of that. We got this shape here. And then we got 11th, 11th on the A and D. And then we got 9th and 9th on A and D. And then here we're going to bring this way down here to the 4th fret, the 5th fret, and the 6th fret. What we're going to have down here is we're going to use a thumb for the 5th fret low E. And then we're going to have a 4th fret on the G and a 5th fret on the B. What we're going to do is we're going to pick those three together and we're going to prepare to hammer on the G string to 6th fret. So we're going to go just about like that. So one more time, 5th fret low E, 4th fret G, 5th fret B, preparing to hammer on to 6th fret of the G. Pick all those together. There you go. We're going to take that ring finger 6th fret G off. We're going to pick the G and B together. So we got G 4th and then we've got B 5th. We're going to pick those two together by themselves. And then we're going to take this thumb off of here and leave that open. We're going to leave our 4th fret on the G right here. We're going to take this B string 5th fret off. We're going to do this ring finger right here up to 6th fret on the D string. We're going to pick the low E open, the 6th fret on the D string, and we're going to pick the 4th fret on the G string all together. And it's going to sound like that. So reviewing that whole shape there, because there's kind of a lot of moving pieces. 5th fret low E, 4th fret G, 5th fret B, hammering onto 6th with the G. Back to 4th and 5th on the G and B. We're going to open that low E up, and then we're going to have a open low E, 6th D, 4th G. And And that is your first little series right there. So we're about halfway through the intro, but it does get easier from here. You'll understand in just a second. A little brief, slow playthrough of what we have so far. We've got just about like that. So that's our first kind of half. So from there, getting into the second half, we're actually going to repeat the first half of that first half that we just learned. So starting here on the 9th fret A string, we're going to hit that, slide up to 11th, 9th on the G, 9th on the low E, slap. And then we're going to do this little thing here, 9th on the low E, 9th on the G, and then 11th on the D. And then move down to 9th and 8th, and then 11, 11 on the A and D, 9 and 9 on the A and D. And then this is where it changes. Up to that point, it's been the same as that first series. What we're going to do here is we're going to bar the 4th fret on the A, D, and G strings with our pointer finger, and then we're going to pick those 3 strings together and prepare to hammer on to 6th fret of the D string. So pick all 3 of those together, hammer on. We're going to take that 6th fret on the D string off, and we're going to pick D and G 4th fret together. And then we're going to finish it up with 4th fret on the G, which you already have because you're barred here, 6th fret on the D, and then we're going to reach up with our pinky here and play a 7th fret on the A. We're going to have an open E string. We're going to pick all 4 of those together. And that is your last note of the intro. So playing through that whole thing we just went over slowly, this is the second half here. We're going to go 9, slide to 11 on A, 9 on G, 9 on E, slap. And we've got that 9, 11, 9 situation on the E, D, G. And then we've got 9th on the D, 8th on the G, A and D, 11, 11, A and D, 9 and 9. And then we're going to go down here. This is the part that changes in the second half. 4, 4, 4, A, D, G. We're going to hammer on to the 6th on the D. 4, 4, D and G. And then we've got 4, G, and then 6th on the D, 7th on the A. We're going to pick all 4 of those together with an open low E. That's your last shape. Those 2 series right there just repeat throughout the intro of slow dancing, and it's also kind of the hook of the song, so it comes in and out throughout the whole song, but we're just focusing on the intro here, but that is kind of that hook that plays throughout the song as well. So it's kind of a lot of moving parts and some funky techniques, but it's one of those deals that's actually a little bit easier to play than it sounds. It's one of those deals also that is best if you just practice it really slowly, like we kind of went through a couple times, and then work on building yourself up to full speed. Luckily, it's not a super fast thing either in general, in full speed with the actual song. So it doesn't take a whole lot to get this one up to full speed once you get those techniques down. So with all that in mind, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and play through this a couple of times slowly so that you can make sure you have all the right stuff in all the right places. And then after that, I'll play through it a couple times full speed so that you can match it up with the speed of the song. So slowly a couple times to the intro for Slow Dancing in a Burning Room by John Mayer will look about like this without me talking. And a couple times full speed through the intro for Slow Dancing in a Burning Room will look about like this without me talking. And guys, that's everything that you need to know to play the intro to Slow Dancing in a Burning Room. As always, if you have any questions, you can hit me up in the comments down below. I'm usually pretty quick getting back to those. And again, if this video helps you out, hit that subscribe button. I have about 950 other guitar and ukulele lessons on this channel. And I usually try to post at least 2 to 3 new lessons every single week. So if you're learning guitar or ukulele, there could not be a more perfect channel for you to check out. Hit up my Instagram at @thegroovyguitardude if you want to see other cool guitar-related jams and whatnot, and just what I'm up to in this new videos. And a big thank you to Sweetwater for sponsoring this video. Again, if you're interested in any of the gear that I used in this video or any of the gear that John Mayer is known to use when playing Slow Dancing in a Burning Room, you can check out the links down in the description below. Guys, Slow Dancing in a Burning Room is one of my all-time favorite guitar songs. It was one of the first kind of like challenging guitar songs that I learned how to play on guitar, and especially on electric guitar. It's just such an iconic and beautiful intro part. I was really stoked to share it with y'all. I actually got the idea from Ellen from Forever Faithful, so thank you for the idea, Ellen. And of course, this isn't the full song, it's just the intro, but it's the main part that most people want to learn, and as Ellen said, this is enough to learn to impress some people at parties. So anyways, guys, I had a lot of fun sharing this with y'all. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see y'all soon.